again, it heads north in the same angle as this lake. So it's a very, very long lake. And I'll tell you what, she's a cold.
It's on the way to
John, just
Milford
look back there,
Sound
folks,
now.
at your last view of Queenstown.
It's getting a long view of the lake a little bit. It's 84 kilometers long, about 50 miles.
This is a little development section on your right-hand side, and so if you come back, you
That's
go
Queenstown over there.
out to the front right.
It's going
Does
clouds
a
in
great
the
job. It really is a healthy lifestyle. You get pretty
the
fit
end of the
around
lake.
these mountains. I had just 4 dogs.
Behind
Some of these musterers have
Kingston,
up to
where it
10
looks.
dogs. I had enough trouble keeping 4 dogs under control, let alone 10. I mean,
They will.
Right, Don?
You have to stand right next to it. Stupid people.
They're so dumb. We'd like to see if you get the hell out of the way. You want to leave alone?
Of course.
This is off the bus.
No, the bus driver could I'd Sam. There he is, right there.
There's the Kia bird. K-E-A. It's like a parrot. This is Fiordland National Park. And there's the mountains with the snow. Beautiful beech trees. And we have the river down here.
mixed with a nice little blue label. Some of the rivers around the South Island here do have giardia. It's a bacteria in the water, and of course it doesn't make you feel too well. Well, Davey was classed as a bit of a hero because he came out the Hollyford Walk to get help for these people, and he done it, come down here in a few short hours, turn little streams like this into torrential rivers. Okay, I've got 3 vehicles behind me, but look to your left here, folks. I might be able to slow down and even stop on this bridge on the way back out. I'll go slowly across it.
You put your head right in front of me.
I've counted there's half a dozen vehicles behind me at this stage, so I'll just go slowly across here.
Just hold.
Long leader and backs the right way for me. But that's called the Christie Falls, coming down from the hanging valley up there on the left-hand side. And look at those people on the right-hand side of the coach. This is one of my favourite shots, just over here. It's beautiful back up the Hollyford Valley.
Just get that.
What's the orange on the rocks? This is actually a type of algae, believe it or not. And a lovely little alpine shrub valley. Little's flat, it's called through here. Most of these are they're all natives, I shouldn't say most. This time of year, we might be lucky enough to see New Zealand's only alpine lily. And it's named into real profusion of flowering plants. I did see one that saw. Once again, you've got to use your imagination. Just have a look at this mossy old concrete structure on the right here. So it was meant to be sort of out of one of the areas out of Avalanche's way through to Christchurch the day after tomorrow. They come down here and done a lot of early exploring, and they discovered a pass from the Homer Saddle down to Milford Sound in 1910. So that's named after Arthur Talbot. The Milford track. And this was carved by ice. We went over there to Funk Everest with Sherpa Tenzing, 1950s on the other side. Very much like this one, except it moves in the opposite direction.
This is where it starts now. The chasm. There's where it's starting out.
It's a waterfall. We're on the boat now on the Milford Sound, which is a fjord. There's a waterfall. We're on the boat having lunch.
looking out the back of the boat, the stern of the boat. Up Milford Sound. See how high the mountains are on the side. How narrow the canyon is.
Okay, just slowing down here. The reason being.
Yeah, I don't have to do
There you go.
See the seagull over in there. Yeah, they don't know the other person.
I reckon he's got the best of it already.
Yeah.
Jacket.
Oh, look at that big guy.
What he's doing is put his teeth into it.
There he is. There's a seal. And a pig.
Let's go over it again.
Way over there now.
Still hanging around, just in case he
I
loses.
see him, but I can't hardly get him. By the time he's up, he's done. Yeah.
That's pretty good to see. It's not very often that you actually see the seals feeding like that. We'll stay here inside the strongest waters of the fjord. We'll certainly run up to that point and you can look up the west coast of the South Island in a couple 3 minutes time. But we won't be going out there. In a few seconds, in fact disappearing right now in the distance. On the southern side, left-hand side is St. Anne's Point, and if we were to go out there to St. Anne's Point and then turn left, you don't see anything anyway, so. I'll just say go over here.
See the swells down there? We're not going too much farther. He's going to turn this buggy around.
We're just about to turn around and go back in. It's getting pretty rough out here now. Very windy.
God almighty.
Rocky outcrop on the
There's
right.
a waterfall coming down the mountain.
It's been roughly 114,000 years ago, apparently. Probably give or take a week or two.
Down the way that we came from.
At that stage where we are, would have been ice underneath us, would have been rock. But then 12 to 14,000 years ago, another big ice age came along. Last glacier came through, carved out the section that's now full of water. The only reason it's full of water is at the end of that ice age, the polar ice caps melted to a large degree, the oceans rose in height, salt water flooded back into the trench left by the melting ice.
Carol, move over just a little bit and get
Also slowed down here, as I said, we'll find some fur seals.
There's the type of boat we're on.
Oh, look, right there.
5 of them on the big rock,
What?
quite a few off to the
Seals?
left.
Oh, they're
So,
seal-
if you mind the boat, quite happy about the boats. Please don't do anything
They're seals.
or disturb them. They're not too
Oh,
keen
yeah?
on people throwing.
And there's another one on the other side, coming this way. Gosh almighty, it's wavy. There they are. We're real close to the seals now. Here's the waterfall. Way up there.
Like I said, when it's raining here, things are totally different. If it had been raining for the last couple of 3 hours, you wouldn't see that little boat ahead of us, the flying spray. fact, you wouldn't want to have any vessel anywhere near that waterfall. Conditions totally different.
Is he going to nose it right into it? As soon as I get it. We're almost under it. Now we're headed away from it.
Yeah, just push the gray button. Try to get the waterfall.
That's where we just were.
One little long one.
Yeah. Well, it's surprising this lady had the binoculars away and all those walls can't see.
Yeah, there they are.
Examples of glacial striations. That's what they're called, glacial striations, left behind by the rocks and boulders, signal the last ice age. Since you have a look at the booklet produced by the observatory, it's up here at the top bar. If you are a scuba diver in particular, it's well worth looking at. And we haven't had them on board for very long now, so they've just come on. So if you've got an interest in marine life,
There's an underwater
check out the book
thing in
up here
there.
at the bar.
Airplane, he just circled around, he's going to come in and land on an airstrip. Where'd he go? I guess he went out of our sight. There he's going to come in a little bit. Oh, where he went? There he is. Land on a little airstrip right alongside of the water, flat spot over there. That is Mitre Peak. Is that the highest? Carol?
Oh, Mount Cook's the highest. This one you rarely see.
Oh,
Fishing cloth this way.
this one usually falls in. You very rarely see it.
It's the shape of it.
Yeah. There's a waterfall. It's 126 feet. Big waterfall. Wide waterfall.
If you're driving your own vehicles back to Tiana, take particular care. There will still be cars and camper vans coming in. They're normally looking at the scenery, not the road. So just take care with that.
Go behind a tree.
Maybe one day we will.
We're staying tonight.
Hey, y'all turn around.
Every room is a different thing. We're in the laboratory, which is a drugstore. Room 819, right there. This is a village inn. Kind of neat.
Green broadleaves.
Really green here. We're on our way to
They'll feed
Dunedin.
so much of this crop out to the stock. They'll give them so many rows of this product just to make sure the animal's getting enough body mass.
Railroad tracks there, I think.
The female ewe, she might walk away eating grass and leave one of the twin lambs behind. So when they're freshly born, the farmer will drive around with this vehicle, and early in the morning,
I like the way John
about 4
talks.
times during the day, he'll drive around the sheep while they're giving birth, and he'll catch
New
little
Zealander.
fresh sets of twins, because they're not too hard to catch when they're freshly born.
This is riding from
Driving around New Zealand, overseas visitors, quite
Gore
often in rental cars,
Dunedin.
and they might just like to stop off.
How green the
obviously,
pastures are.
one of
It's
the
just like a
major
grass almost.
meals is lamb.
There's
And they can make a few surplus dollars with homestays. It's just an extra income. And it's also really neat to meet people from overseas. You get pretty isolated in some of these rural areas down here. Oh, it's great, yeah, to see the everyday chores done around the properties.
pretty out through here.
Right out to about 3 o'clock there, I suppose you could say. You see a lot of gorse on that rolling hill country right out there. What they've done is they've planted tree lights out there because it's not so good for stock grazing once the scrub takes over. Trees on this side of the divide, you know, obviously we're on the east side of the... There's a bit of evidence with Skeefield Road. They actually ended up pulling up lots of native beech tree stumps, so there was evidence that there was a lot more.
On Saturday, I just spoke to my brother in Melbourne last night, and he's got some strong desire amongst a lot of people within the British Commonwealth and generation Asian Australians or New Zealanders, and they don't have any natural law or any natural affinity with Mother England or with the Queen itself. So it'll be certainly gaining momentum, and when we're in Australia next week, in the next couple of weeks, you'll probably be seeing a lot more of it on television. The government, federal government at the moment, have actually agreed to the referendum. They're actually backing it. So if you want to appeal against a case, you can go to the High Court, which is in England. We don't have it in
there now.
And whilst they're all appointed by the
colors on the hills. There's more way over there. Some kind of tree or something.
Warm, cuddly feeling about being in New Zealand. In the Baywatch, I don't think you'll see the lot
There's the
here.
Pacific Ocean over there. Right on through there. That up here is a purple bush I've been looking for.
I don't know. What is that purple bush? Is that a weed?
View of Dunedin from the bus, looking down. We're coming down into town.
moose down there.
I don't think they have anything but
Percentage now, Scottish, probably, I would think, probably 50.
Train station in Dunedin, New Zealand. High tower.
Top 10 in the class and the top 10 in the school shift to 5 Rivers, because that's about the number of kids at that school. There's only about 10 kids there. It's pretty limited. Some of these sort of, after our Milford trip, they have Fiona College there. Secondary schools there. At Moreaki they have these big, large spherical, and it looks like they've been washed up from the ocean, but actually they haven't. They've been formed over millions of years. And
Pacific Ocean?
What it is,
Pacific Ocean,
it's
yeah.
like a pretty much a crystallization process through various minerals that got trapped in the mudstone.
Up towards
Dating back to something like 140 million years ago on a Tuesday, I think it was. Over the years, these minerals of stone and clay around them, and they've exposed them to the Moreaki boulders. But yeah, the largest ones are around about gourds or food containers from one of the early Maori. Yeah, it's another one of these males and the females.
So she was looking for it. Just tell me. I missed it.
stop here about a half hour, and this is the ocean. Moreaki town or village or something like that. The name of it. It's looking up down the coast. Keep boulders.
Yeah, we need to double check with Lori about the tram. You want to do the tram? Right up there.
Okay, that's all right.
There it is. It was in the wave this time.
I don't know what I'm seeing. And keep your fingers out of it if you want me to
Kind
take.
of hard to pick them up. Well, you said where?
I know, but you pointed, and I'm aimed there.
Yeah, well, he might be somewhere
All
else.
right. I'm aimed at that point now.
Yeah, they were up. Oh, well. They're going to come when they want. Really, there are. Looks like they're right at the top of the surface. When you turn it off, they'll come back. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Where'd he go? He must have dived down.
Out there, they move from
As soon as you turn it off, they'll go.
Yeah. The water's pretty in itself. I don't think they're coming back now.
Probably beached himself.
If you don't get your eyes focused right in the right spot,
What's fun to see them is when you're riding in a boat.
yeah, they go along the
Swim
boat.
alongside.
Yeah. That's interesting. See a lot of them. Yeah, we see them down there. Manatees. Yeah, we have manatees living on a river right by us. And they had a baby barn right there. Oh! They had no. Well, they did that one time. He came out and sunned himself on a little park we got there.
There he'll be coming up again. He's coming back towards shore a little bit.
Oh, you gotta push me over. What did you buy? Oh, he's swimming in this last
Wave now?
area. can't you? It's just a dark thing. I'll just have to put it right. Hard to see it again.
Sure. What is that now? You don't know.
Grapeseed.
Trim like that. Separate things.
The machine goes out and does it.
We need to be trimmed.
There's a hedge. There's a hedge.
It's gone.
There it was.
Leaf.
Well, this one coming.
Yeah.
That's different, but
There's a bush right up here on the side. Right there. Was. I got that bush. I don't know if it comes down here. Look at these. There's a purple one. Might have got that one. I sure don't know.
It's kind of hard to take them when they go flying
I'll look
by.
back and see if I got it.
And they,
One of these trimmed hedges. Right in here now. Right in there looked like one to me, but it might not be. It looked like a trimmed hedge. There was one.
yeah, the mobile truck.
Yeah. Trimmed hedge right there. Right in that river. There's a hedge right there.
they're so square they look like piles of hay or something.
You want to go over there?
Hedge coming right.
I never did take a picture.
Right here.
Him taking a picture.
Yeah.
Cut the hedge.
This is what he likes to catch.
There, I got a good one here. Getting a good picture of the hedge.
Deer in the hedge.
It's our hotel here. It's a Centra hotel. The mall right across the street from this city mall. Not a mall, but a square or something. The Centra. This is Centra Square, I think. The cathedral from the side. I'll go around the front and get a picture from the front. There's the cathedral. I'll try to bring it in closer. Where they're working in the cathedral, where the cathedral is, there's the cathedral. But this is the big square where they're redoing the whole thing, Central Square, I think is what it is. A big area. A lot bigger than our square in Belleville, Illinois. And the church is right in the middle. But the houses are built on a hillside like this.
Beautiful.
The volcanic
A
hills.
little peninsula here. We actually call it Banks Peninsula. Named after Sir Joseph Banks. Now he was a botanist on Captain James Cook. Ship the Endeavour, of course. Mentioned it early on.
Down. Oh. Okay. See the different colors. It's just yellow road too. No.
Come on top of
Well, yeah.
Yeah, just to
Don't tell them what it is.
is out of Christchurch Harbor. Come on top of a mountain.
It's Lenore.
This is really pretty.
All right, so I'll take it.
Lenore. Here's the broom. Now this is broom. Roof. Isn't it roof?
That's
Roof.
yeah.
I don't know. I can't
They want to get rid of that.
This is the pretty stuff. That's roof. This
I was looking up in the valley.
Harbor.
Now see it.
It's Littleton Harbor in the Pacific Ocean. And it's on top of this, I don't know, volcano area.
I don't know.
Out of Christchurch.
Radio tower or something on top of the mountain. That's higher up than where we are. This is where I just took pictures of, and that's up there. There's a little village there. More from up here. Sleepy little village. Road over there we came up. Around the mountain. Coming up the mountain, rather.
Christchurch, huh?
Yeah. And this is Christchurch over here. Ever get down to it. There's Christchurch. And it's a town. I'm just going around. Take it. That's
it. And they don't look like that.
Yeah. This is one of these little stops, the sign of the Kiwi up the road there, and this is a sign of the Taki. This is where your president made a speech to the New Zealand people saying,
Where?
anyone
get it. There's Lupin.
I think.
I love the flowers.
I do too. So that's what
No.
you say that was?
Yeah.
We'll continue on through to the museum. There's gardens next door to it if you want to go there, or you can go across the road to the other areas, which will point out to you as we arrive. And there are also toilet facilities there.
Drive.
No, the purple was married.
Someplace along the line there was a real purple bush.
He said Lupin.
Loopity loopin'.
But at least you know what I'm talking about.
Their head is very square. Loopin'.
Isn't it beautiful?
Bush. I didn't get that in time.
Could be a hospital.
Well, I guess.
Was there any
coming up here.
Also, when the city was set out, they put lots of little parks and reserves in. So there's one in about 10 acres set aside when the city was planned for parks and
flowers. So they got a lot of
reserves. Of course, the
flowers along this street.
Hagley Park. Oh, you stumped me.
Oh, we stumped him.
Here's a tree over here they're talking about. They don't know what it is.
Is that what you're talking about?
There.
Oh, those pretty with the little red inside. You're right.
There's a real good
Next
view
to the Avon
of
River.
the flower.
The Canterbury University. We also have an agricultural university. It's about 20 kilometres out of Christchurch. It's called Lincoln University.
It's a pink one.
A lot of young
pink one. Oh, I got that.
From the
flowers in a.
Whoa, good one.
I'm glad they got it. God damn it, anyhow.
Well, these flowers are strong.
They sure are. You get us? Yeah.
Gonna move over here. Then walk back in. Some more. People, trees. Some down there if I'm bringing right in. There's a tree. tree. Hawthorn. That's a hawthorn tree, I was just told. What kind of flower that is, it's pretty.
Well, I tell you what.
One tree, and here's some orange flowers. That's what this is? There's the Avon River with the ducks on it.
It flows through town, and I forgot how far he said. Here,
An orange tree, orange flower.
they're in layers.
A who?
They're in layers.
Oh, there it says right there, don't it?
They have a name there.
Get that one in. How tight that flower is. The trees I had a picture of before are real close. There's a whole tree now. We don't know what it is.
Polarcus. Those are rhododendrons.
Oh, okay. You hear that? They're rhododendron. It's like little orchids.
So dainty.
Carol says they're pretty. There's again, different colors. Here's yellow coming up. And then there's a pinkish color.
They're either rhododendrons
And then there's
or azaleas. Probably rhododendrons.
orange ones again. Yellow ones. Purple ones. You name it, they've got it. There's pansies, Carol says. They're snapdragons, Carol said. This is where we came in. And there's
It has a big spread, doesn't it?
trolley down the street. And a bus going to go by, so I'll shut it off. Street. That might be that church I took a picture of. I don't think so, but never know. It's pretty. It's right down the end of the street anyway. English looking building here. It must be a church. We don't know which one, but that's a high steeple. And a church. Art. Right across from the museum where we're just in, which is here. Another English looking building. We have a siren coming. It's unlawful to use a horn over here unless it's an emergency. The Meridian Hotel we're staying in. And this is the inside of it. This is what it looks like. Looking down. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on that floor right there. 6th floor somewhere along there. I'll take a video of it from up there. Pretty hotel. The street out in front of our hotel. And I'll turn around here and get a street, get a picture of it here. Looking up the street, this is at night. Picture of the hotel at night from outside. There's another building across the street. I don't know how these are going to come out. This is from on top of our floor. We're on the 6th floor, and I took that from the bottom. This is what it's like down there. I'll bring it in. There's the tables. Somebody's singing. looks like the other end.
We're not a night person. See, they've got one with a table and chairs.
Yeah. Is that? Well, that's a picture of our hotel room rather. The TV and a little refrigerator in there probably. There has been in everything we've been in yet. There's a chair. I guess that's a king size bed.
And that's where the doors go up.
Bathroom pretty neat. I mean, as far as bathrooms go.
That's where the doors go out to the exit.
Yeah, that goes out onto the balcony where I was out and took videos of from. Type of bathrooms we've been having in all of them. Up there, shower, adjustable shower there. That's the way their toilets flush here. You push the button on the top. Some say half flush and some say full flush. It depends on what you did in it. What you used it for, I should say. Carol, look in the door.
Did you say?
Now come on in. I don't see you.
Coming in the door.
King size bed. Oh, look at that fancy picture. On the bus, we're going to go on the Great Ocean Road today. But look at all the trolleys running. We would call them streetcars in San Juan. Here are their trolleys.
Lots of them down the other end of the street.
They're thicker than hair on a dog. All tram cars. We call them trolleys. Tram cars. No, she just took it away. Turn around once more.
Whatever you want.
She had a sign that said Great Ocean Road Tour.
We've got
Ship
the little
in the harbor.
sailing boats all tied up in the suburb called Chandler's, Ships Builders,
Longest bridge in Melbourne.
Dry docks.
New bridge.
and the Royal Australian Navy having their
3
presence
meters,
off there.
3 kilometers long.
Now we look at Melbourne, all a section curving around to the right, was constructed, excavated by a British engineer by the name of John Coode. That stretch of water is called Coode Canal, and also created the docklands and alleviated quite a lot of industrial land. Across the water there is Point Henry. Point Henry is the Alcoa aluminium smelter.
What bay is this, Carol?
Colette Bay.
We would pronounce it Geelong, he pronounced it Geelong. We're so busy trying to...
We just saw Jake, is it on?
Yeah.
We just saw Jayco travel trailer. They're building Melbourne.
I was so busy trying to pronounce the bay right, or the town right, that I forgot to focus the camera right. There's rowers. They're rowing. What river is it, Carol?
Bowen? Like that.
Just ride along the bus with music.
You come along, sing Matilda with me. Down came the jumper to drink out the Billabong. The jumper swagman and he grabbed it with glee. He laughed as he shouted that jumper kept his back about. You come along, sing Matilda with me. Sing Matilda, oh sing Matilda. You come along, sing Matilda with me. He sang as he walked, played until his pretty boy. You come along, sing Matilda with me. the squatter mounted on his thoroughbred. Up jumped the troopers, 1, 2, 3. Where's the jolly gentleman you got in your tucker bag? You come along, sing Matilda with me. Oh, sing Matilda, oh, sing Matilda. You come along, sing Matilda with me. He sang and sang well, played it to his pretty boy. You come along, sing Matilda with me. Yeah, if someone can pass around the tissues, we're getting to the sad part. Swang that he got up, jumped into the boulevard. You'll never catch me alive, said they. Scarce she passed by the boulevard. Come on, sing Matilda with me. Oh, sing Matilda, oh, sing Matilda. You come along, sing Matilda with me. Scarce she passed by the boulevard. You come along, sing Matilda with me.
Oops, we get there.
They're all having a bit of a sleep. It's all too much for them.
Maybe we can see him in here. Maybe we can see them. There's an opening down here.
Yeah.
They're taking a rest. No.
See them from this distance.
Yeah,
with all.
I couldn't get it fast
No, you
enough.
can't get it.
Out on the left.
What can you do?
There's a couple kangaroos. Way
You
up
can bring them in. I can't bring them in very much. They're on the golf course.
on a golf course. Those
Yeah, there's a
kangaroos.
golf. They say they mow the grass and
They're up there.
fertilize
See them
them.
way up there? Where they went.
Watch out for those little brown golf balls on the green there.
Yeah.
Water. Here's a little general store. Maid Marion's General Store here on the right hand side.
Here we stop along this little town. We're having a spot of tea and little cake-like things. We got the stuff out of there. Yeah. There's surfers right down there. Would you please not walk in front? We're just coming in down there.
Why they call it Split Point, I'm sure.
Lighthouse.
She's also referred to as the White Lady in this area. The second stage of the Great Ocean Road we'll be travelling on. After lunch we go up through the Otway Ranges, very heavily timbered in some areas and cleared for agriculture in others, so we're not near the coast there for a while. Sorry about that. I'm sure you won't be offended because I was talking about you, not to you. During the First World War, a Mr. W. Calder from he worked for them. Well, Mr. Calder's idea was to employ them as road builders building this road. He approached the State War Council and they considered the idea and decided yes, it was a good one. So in 19 Ocean Road Trust just along here has never had a problem with bushfires.
Look at it, riding horseback.
The pedestal house. Yes, a few horseback riders down here on the beach. It's called the pedestal house. It's built entirely of concrete and stands
Big waves
view
coming
now.
How big them waves are. They are big waves.
The inside of the pedestal
house.
Pedestal house. It's on a concrete pedestal.
And it was opened as a toll road. You had to pay every time you travelled along the road, in spite of the fact that it was just a narrow one lane at 25 past 11 back on board.
Hey, this is the archway over the road.
It's a memorial.
Memorial.
Look at the rocks down here. There'll be more.
Pretty good name for it. Your surfboard riders out off the point.
It's a nice surf.
Get it.
Original name was Lutet Bay. Named after
Pink building right over
1,000
there.
people. Leap Road was built. In fact, the bathing beauties.
I missed them. Didn't focus on them in time. Must be a hotel.
Sticking me out.
These trees, they're different.
But they don't have a harbour to shelter their boats, the fishing boats, so the jetty or the
Boats
can't
picked up and
understand why
set on
nobody's
the
up
pier.
there.
Beautiful colors, though.
This section of our coastline is recorded over 130 ships have been wrecked off Tasmania from the rest of Australia. Cutting the island state off. And Matthew Flinders actually have been discovered. And that opened it up as a major shipping channel, taking in average about 10 days off the time taken for the journey from London to Sydney.
The color.
Why is it so blue?
Pretty colors. Oh, they're pretty colors. These trees. Oh, they're a different kind of tree. I had a view of the ocean.
Boy, now coming
Beautiful shoreline. Goes way up there. And back. Along here. It's about 5 minutes, or a few minutes before we get a lunch break. And it's 10 after 12 now. But this color of the water comes out. It is so pretty and green and blue. Unbelievable how green it is. I'm trying to stay right on shore. The other side of the pull off now. Looking back the other way. waves coming in down there. Churn here. Keep coming in. This water is real calm here. Real calm compared to what we just had.
Reminds me of islands.
Water is so pretty and green.
But that doesn't mean it'll be raining at the other side. There's no correlation between what happens across the hills and what happens when we get to the other side. Now we start our climb up into the Otways.
I couldn't get it anyhow.
Thought you were ready for the kangaroo. I didn't know you were going to get the power. That's why she was
Wait for a kangaroo. Wait for a kangaroo to jump out. He's going to come roaring down the road. Cloppity cloppity clop.
Yippity yop.
Yippity hop.
Tea trees.
What kind?
Tea trees.
Tea trees.
He's going to go fast if one goes out.
This tree is there. That's different.
I hope one don't come out.
There's the whole tree right there.
Yeah, for tea.
But a little bit like the painter.
There, this is Peterborough, the shipwreck coast. Bunch of reefs sticking up out here.
We'll head on down to the Bay of Martyrs, which is a beautiful spot. So where we're going to now is called yeah, ain't that spectacular. Just reverse the coach into a spot and give you 5 or 10 minutes to get out and have a look around and take a few photographs if you wish. But no idea what the temperature's like out there at the moment. I think it might be a bit chilly.
She hasn't got a coat on, but you never know.
No. Bay of Martyrs, it says. It says this is the Bay of Martyrs. And look at the pretty rocks out there.
The sign says Bay of Islands, but back there it says Bay of Martyrs. A little hazy, but it's pretty.
Yeah. Crashing against there, then draining off. This is over here now. Not crashing against the bitty arch. That one. Just a little bitty one.
Go have a closer
bridge. But this other part here that used to be connected too, but it fell into the water one day. So it was a double arch. This fell in. This is just the coastline on the other side.
restrooms down here, and
this is
plenty of shops where you can buy food and drink and what have you.
This is Port Campbell right in here now.
Leaving here again 4:30. Who's missing? Who noticed that someone's not here? 2, 4, 6.
Better not leave them. It'll be a far walk.
The wave comes in, just rubs right against that wall, all the way in.
I'm missing out of there.
This is in Port Campbell. The Lockhart Guard. The shipwreck was had here.
It's a shipwreck, and a 19-year-old boy came up on the beach, and he heard a damsel in distress, and it was one of the passengers, and he went out to get her, and he tried, and he had to go all the way up here to get her, to get some help. I'll take this off.
Another view of another place. You know, they're like fossil down. These aren't fossils, but they like them. This is a razorback. There's a cave washed in one of the rocks over there. Cave again. And this just goes along right there. And there's a monolith out there. There's a couple of them, one behind that. One in the middle, right behind one over here. Wasn't that these last ones that I just took, not since she said something on the video camera. So these I saw by myself now, that's what I just showed before. This is the 12 apostles, they're carved them anyhow, right here. The wind is really strong, about 5:30 this afternoon. There's looking up the coast some more, see some more of them. I mean, same one, but a little different angle. One right here in front of me. There's two more of them. That's looking down along the coast. On the Great Ocean Road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 9 that I know of. Very windy today. Here are those two that I had before, but this is from down lower now.
He was a bit lonely standing there by himself, so they put trim on the legs there to just to keep him company. Here, just inside the gate, is a statue of Lachlan Macquarie. Very regularly
with the
to watch
Opera
the
House.
ships come and go. She came to the colony expecting government.
Some more of it.
We'll have a little bit of a break.
Harbour Bridge in Sydney, Australia. And that's the Opera House from the side. I'm going to take some of the whole harbour. We'll get some more later on. There goes some boats through below the bridge. There comes one off. A lot of them are water taxis. Another one going. Find the tower.
There's the tower right there.
I got the tower now.
And all the other buildings.
It done?
Joe sitting in
Thank
the
goodness, sir.
That's what I thought I heard. She must have been
and that's a support below a overhanging.
Where's everyone going?
Larry really liked this limestone bedrock here. The Sydney Tower here, Sky Tower.
All right, it's recording now. And there we go. All right, Sydney it is. In the background there.
Yeah, that's great. That's fine. Thank you. Push it again a little quick.
There we go.
Thank you.
Good.
All you good stuff.
There's people that climb over this bridge, which is dumb. They pay, I don't know how much to climb over the bridge. $98 Australian money to climb over that bridge. They have to take a sobriety test and all that kind of junk.
Oh, there is some people up there on top, isn't there?
I don't know.
On the left, we didn't bring the binoculars up.
They're moving.
I think it's 100.
There they are.
Something to
They're
climb.
moving. They're climbing over the top.
Good for them. Have you ever
Oh, you can
done
see them
that,
up there.
Murray?
No, I haven't. No, they bought it in further.
The conversation just down. You're allowed to breathe. That part's okay, but just keep the conversation down quietly whilst John's having a chat. Thank you.
Left there, you can see the underground coming out the viaduct, the Woolloomooloo viaduct there, going across to go back under King's Cross. Notice the Gibbertina is just about to come out in full bloom.
There's a jacaranda, like we have in Florida.
This is Gothic style, and the sandstone undergoing a little bit of cleaning. On our right-hand side here is the Australian Museum of Natural History. About 11 o'clock to the front
Sailboats
of the
out there in the harbour.
It's called
Bay.
It's a seafood restaurant today called Catalina's, named after the large flying boat, the Catalinas. A brief photo stop here, I think. And that little few drops of rain are clearing up as well, which is timed perfectly.
Tower.
You're just going to take it from here?
There, they run the sewer pipes down the outside of the building.
Interesting.
Well, I never took a picture of the building in the first place. So.
Just off to the left here, we have the entrance to Sydney Harbour. It's approximately a
Tasman
mile across the entrance here with approximately 70 metres in depth of water. The north head over there,
Macquarie Lighthouse.
He said to Greenway, look, it needs to look a little bit like a church. Can you see what you
Wait, that's way down.
Bondi Beach. And you can see the red and gold flags where people swim, which people swim between.
During summer, it's wall-to-wall topless.
Oh, during the summer. During the summer, it's wall-to-wall topless.
Year 2011.
There's the waves coming.
This is very controversial. At at first it was greeted quite well. And these are flushed by the tide and the surf, and utilised for people doing their laps and that. Children, it's quite a protected area.
Just came in.
There's
Wolfie's. And Wolfie's is where we ate last night. Somewhere in there. I don't know exactly where. There was someplace in there. And here's the bridge. And there's people walking on top. There's a boat coming in. Opera House we're going to go through. About an hour tour. And right over there is the bridge. There. Not in this stuff. This is inside the Opera House. On the outside, really, but as you can see the purple colors.
It is made of concrete blocks, stacked one on top of the other, held together with industrial adhesive and approximately 350 kilometres of steel cabling. Tiles were imported from Sweden and excepting porous. Dust and dirt gets washed off with the rain, which makes the roof completely self-cleaning. Alright, so we don't have to do any manual work to keep the Opera House roof clean. Now, the roof system consists of 10 structures. To my left over the Opera Theatre is sport on top of the Bennelong restaurant. Alright. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Alright, now let's move into the concert hall where you can sit down again. Please remember, no photographs.
That's the Sydney Opera House from down below the steps. There's a bridge in the background. There's the steps.
Well, Norma.
There's Carol finally coming down the steps. This is the harbor. On cruise with a bridge in the background. There's the harbor bridge. There's the Opera House. The tower. There's the tower. Sydney Tower. We're out on a boat. There's a little island in the middle. Continue on around now. I'm standing on the stern of the boat. We're on the harbor cruise. The windsurfer out there. I can find him. Where do you go? There he comes. cows along here are several $1 million. Several. They go right up the hill. There's some rocks over here. There's some rocks over here. Now Larry that's with us, he would enjoy them. He's a geologist. Pretty view of Sydney Harbor. Again with the sky tower. We're turning around now. We're going to head back in. I'm just holding still, and he's just turning that fast. Big sailboat, catamaran.
Get on the other side, you can
It's like some kind of barge being pushed along there now.
Excuse me.
What the call over here? Well, no, it ain't. Either just keep going. Duck too while you're at it.
No, she's little enough. She don't have to. Ooh, we're coming around to the
The what, Carol?
to the skyline. Look at the surf or the column.
Well, I don't know. I said them a while ago. I forgot what they are. Windsurfers. That's it.
Well,
Bunch of sailboats.
every time. I can't believe it.
Asking back in. I probably won't be sky tower. Airplane going down over there between the buildings. Come through there again. There he went. The sailboat's going again. There's the paddle wheeler going in. Really aren't. Surfers. gonna keep going behind us now. Opera House again. And there's the bridge. And over here is the tower. Where did I lose it? The paddle wheeler coming around. Just looking down the boat. The Opera House in front of it now. That's the waterfront in front of it. There's the Opera House. Like we're there to eat tonight. Bridge, there's people up on the bridge. We're going to go underneath it. And there's a tower behind it. Amusement park right along the water. Not open, I don't think. Nothing happening. Wasn't nothing either last night. Like HMS Bounty, it's a boat that was built for something here. Up there in the harbor. Here comes a sleek looking boat. There's some sort of big ocean going vessel. Might be a tanker, might be a cargo ship. And here comes a one, that's a rocket, I think. It's like a jet boat. A catamaran. Lost it. There it is. I really don't know what it's called. There's one like it called a rocket. It's a jet boat. Looking through below the bridge and seeing the Opera House. There's a Captain Cook cruise. Something wrong. Not quite. The bridge now. Back in the port. Ferry coming out. There's Captain Cook 2 going in. Something coming out. Another one coming out. There's a rocket.
Is that the first settlement?
It's in the rocks area. And right here is the soils where we might go eat tonight.
No, it's around the corner. That's where we ate, where the flags are.
Okay, that was...
That's Wolfie's.
Wolfie's.
And you have to wait.
Here's Doyle's. That's where we might eat tonight. If we get reservations.
Not we eat tomorrow.
The jacaranda trees right along the waterfront here. And that's a tall building. I think that's one Superman leaps single bound.
It's a funny shaped building.
Like a triangle. The newest
as a memorial for our fallen soldiers, or our Anzacs. If you're not aware what Anzac means, it stands for Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. We have a bit of a thing for giving everything a nickname here in Australia, and the nickname for this bridge here, a bit hard to tell up close, but from a distance, the nickname's Madonna's Bra.
Yes, I can see why.
Alan, do you remember what year they opened this bridge?
Oh,
3 years ago.
3 or 4 years ago, yes.
I was here when it opened.
It was.
It's only very modern. Mm.
In 94, August 94?
Could have been 94, yeah. Honestly, I can't exactly remember, but it's
We're
only
right
been 3 or 4
Donna's
years.
bra now, everybody.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Make a breast of things.
So I think they might occasionally
These
put
are
cement
old
in
silos.
The silos themselves.
And they painted them up and put
Well, here in Sydney, they did a survey last year or the year before and somehow averaged out at 2 cars for every household. There was about 50,000 homes that had 4 cars or more. If only more. They actually tried carpooling here a few years ago. They tried to get it up
Parramatta River, something like that.
And the Parramatta River is the one that starts at Sydney Harbour there and heads all the way up to Parramatta, as the name suggests.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's where the river cat goes.
Can't see it, but there's a...
See this? You can see up ahead of us on the right. You can see that beautiful big old building. It's a private
Olympic Village over there.
Sort of stands out, doesn't it?
Oh, now we're going to see it out the front window.
You might notice quite a few similarities to Darling Harbour. Actually, the same guy, Philip Cox, actually designed a lot of the buildings out here on the Olympic side, and he also designed a lot at Darling Harbour. Most of these things have a very nautical theme. He uses a lot of cables and tall masts and things, and it's good for this sort of construction because it usually means there's very few poles or pylons inside the building. They're all suspended. And the number 1 in triathlon is actually an Australian as well. So very sporting country we are.
This is going towards the Olympic Village.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the yachts, the sailboats.
But they must have met the criteria because they're the new ones.
There's the river cat going up there on the left-hand side.
Yeah, that's the river cat. Specially designed boat. To take them from space.
The Olympic
It's supposed to be in the same configuration as the Southern Cross, which is our star system. That sort of closely related to us. This is going to be where most of the people, or how most of the people get here to the Olympic site. They say they're going to be able to move 50,000 people an hour on the train.
They've already done it though, haven't they, with it?
They've had a few trials, yeah. I don't know how successful they were. It's been pretty successful, actually. It's designed so the people will be getting on one side of the train whilst the others are getting off the other side of the train to make the flow as quickly as possible. And they think with the train and the buses they should be able to move about 80,000 people an hour. That's what they're predicting. All the athletic events. We'll get a closer look at that. We'll go a little bit past that is the Superdome. And down the end is the tennis centre. And just before that is the State Sports Centre. So most of the main events all come off this one road, the Olympic Boulevard. As I mentioned, that on the right there is the Aquatic Centre. That's where all the swimming, yes, it's been used for a new site, a big new grandstand out the side
over here. Through there.
It was always been here, and now is being incorporated by the Frog. That's the centre court just in front of us.
Stadium or something, sorry.
No, none of them are grass. They're all there's events being held there. But of course, for the Olympics, that will be the warm-up ground. Or I'll have 2 warm-up fields, and the main stadium.
Olympic stadium ever.
After the Olympics, they're going to, you can see the stand at this end, the square type stand. There's one at the other end, of course. They're going to remove those stands. They're only just
solar power.
Pretty.
Yeah, for the lights.
They got going.
It's pretty.
And of course,
Olympic Village is
This is like a wall. Very effective. They only breed once a year, and I have a litter of about 9. And then
it's a wombat.
Is that back? Now, what family of animals? Bear.
What's your problem, fella?
There's a wallaby.
Like a little kangaroo, isn't it?
A koala.
19 hours.
There's the koalas up in the tree. Two koalas together.
Cute. Boy, they just love those big. Eucalyptus?
There's one hanging by himself.
Oh, he moved. He was so. There was two of them there, and he moved.
Okay, now let me get a picture with you with it, Carol. There's a kangaroo.
They don't bite.
Was it trying to get in? Or nurse or something.
He almost looks too big.
In the pouch.
Yeah, look at the baby here.
Yeah, he's got a baby.
Somebody got any food? Come on.
He's got one leg sticking out.
When they're born, they're like a worm, and then they go
They're
down
like a side.
I was wondering what minute what that was.
Cock now with his wings spread. Fan spread. They're baby koalas. Cockatoo. There's some more over there. Here's one hanging here. Turn around now. Kookaburra.
We call them a laughing kookaburra. We'll set them up on the when we get today. We up some up.
Kookaburra again. I'm waiting for Carol to get here. A red kangaroo. The one's red kangaroos. The picture of the dingo again.
The 10 of you have already put $2, but you haven't got any. I guess that's a fair. Yeah, but that's a little boat we're going on just down at the end of the wharf there, see? And the entrance from here to the Pacific Ocean is only about 5-6 miles away.
Around 1960, there was a road bridge put across to the island.
That's an island.
Allows cars to get over to the island.
Want to do it here?
The smallest of the three popular.
One of the three smallest islands.
You like that?
International institution, Australian through and through. So come on, mates, grab your plate, let's have a barbecue. Are they feeding you well on this trip?
Oh,
Who are you travelling with?
I'm having a good barbecue.
Globus. This is the Globus See Australia and Eat It tour. You know why they feed you so well when you travel, Globus?
No.
Well, I'll tell you, the French eat snails and frogs, and the Greeks go crackers over there, moussakers, and the Chinese love hot dogs, and the Welshman likes to halloumi, and the Irish love the stew, but you just can't beat the half-cooked meat of an Aussie barbecue. Actually, is there anyone here that would have preferred lamb? Koala back, he lives somewhere out on the track, Jack. Take the koala back, all together now, tiny kangaroo. All together now, tiny kangaroo. All together now, tiny kangaroo. One at a time, tiny kangaroo. Play your didgeridoo, play your didgeridoo. Keep playing till I shoot blue. Play your didgeridoo, all together now. All together now. I think the Mormon Tabernacle Choir's gone home. Tan me hide when I'm dead. Fred, tan me hide when I'm dead. So we tan his hide when he died. Right. That's it hanging on the shed all together now. Tiny kangaroo down, sport. Tiny kangaroo down. Tiny kangaroo down, sport. Tiny kangaroo. Everybody now. Tiny kangaroo down.
Egg pie. Right outside, right off the porch.
And that's it?
That's my lunch. Roy has. You should.
I don't even see them now.
Is this the way out?
There's birds up in these trees, but I don't know where they're
Why
at.
is that not closing? Right there. I put two color birds.
I like the way these, you don't see them, it's just too close.
Now I'd bring them in. I couldn't find them before.
Oh.
It has. I think it has.
Oh, I love the bird.
You know,
Just say hello to them.
Good day. You know, they say that sometimes they'll think
Here, house where we ate lunch.
How come you're up there?
There's the dock where we left. We're on the back of the boat going back now.
15 or 25.
This is on the lake, on the river rather.
The lake's the same as the rest.
Hey.
What's right over there? Some down by the water. I think this is an island in the middle of the river. This is houses right along the riverbank now. Most of them are for holidays, or we would call them for summer vacation. One fellow back there was fixing his dock. This is oyster beds right now. When we went back before, they were out of the water because the water was out. Tide was out. This is the oyster beds. Pretty rock up there. When I get over in here, there's some more pretty rock.
Our own submarines here, not nuclear, but we do have our own submarine. Now when we get to the Sportsman's Bar there, and if you want to watch the race, you can either just in the race.
Sydney Bridge. Okay.
We're going to take.
Oh. Oh, can't get in here. I thought he hit the slot machine.
Now regarding the $65 which I have collected from you, you should get my fax from Singapore tomorrow morning saying thank you very much for the money on our harbour cruise. So get a key down to our 2-hour journey, or 3-hour journey altogether. Folks, we're back in Townside, is where we had dinner.
This is Ralph.
They get her singing.
This is a view from our balcony in Cairns, Australia.
At the Esplanade Trade Winds Hotel.
Right now the tide is out. You can see the mud flats, but that'll change.
There's the pool. Look at the pool, honey. After you get down.
Yeah.
It goes all the way around.
Oh. There's the pool. And Carol said it goes all the way around over to here. Very pretty. It's probably the prettiest place we've had yet. Here's from up on top of our floor looking out the other way, across our hallway.
I thought you said here. I didn't know you said you would take it from here.
All right, you got the view out this window instead of your room window, right?
Oh, we have
And along the sidewalk, along the water, and there's two boats coming in. I don't know what kind they are. Let's see, here's what we saw from up on our window, or our balcony. And there's the boats. And it goes around and around, and there's the plane taking off. I hear him. There he goes. Probably the one that brought us in. Maybe not. He might be long gone. Canadian flag. Or not Canadian, Australian flag. These are some of the shops along the street. There's a dive shop and different shops that are all along places. We're just walking around. Uncle Bill's restaurant, seafood restaurant. We may eat there tonight for evening meal. We don't know. This is a banyan tree. We think this is what we saw in Hawaii. And over there is another one, way down there.
Those aren't as big as the
No, but it is in here now. Where we just walked along before and it was mud flat. Now the tide's coming in. I don't say it's in all the way, but it's in.
Can you bring it in?
I've got it.
That's what they, that's a plumerium bush, and that's what I have a little start of in Florida. And they make the Hawaiian leis with those. Now that's a pink one. There's a white one over here.
Okay, I'll get the white one. Okay.
looks like it grows in bunches. I thought it grew singly.
And here's the other whole tree. This is the Trade Winds Esplanade Hotel. And this is the hotel. And we're right up in there on the 5th floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're right up in there somewhere. One of those places we are. We don't know exactly where. We overlook the pool though. Carol looking around. Pool, come down at pool level. And then our room is 1, 2, 3, 4. On that 5th floor, right in the center of the picture now. Up in there someplace. We don't know exactly where. Must be right in that flat part. And there is a bunch of boats coming in. And we can see from our balcony. We're on the flat spot like I thought. In the end of the one coming back, we're not on a flat spot that I thought. We're on the angle. When you're looking at the picture, we're on a left end of the angle. Which it starts with a flat spot.
Anyway, it's a pretty view.
There's one way out there. That's a surf.
Yeah, but way out on the edge. Kind of behind the palm tree, there's a real big one.
There's a surf guy coming in.
Windsurfing, yeah.
That's a parasail, that's what it is. I'll finally think of what it is. And one way out on the horizon, but I just barely, that looks like a Navy ship coming in, yeah. Big. And there's those other ones coming in. There's one. There's one. They're all, they call them double hull catamarans. Big ship out there. This morning, sugar cane growing. Sugar cane over there. There it's fully grown.
Folks, you've just got to see.
There. Two stages. Height of it.
How long does it take to come down? 45 minutes.
By a very small ferry.
We're going to go across the ferry here. So I hope we don't fall in. Ferry we're going to go across on.
Yeah, I hope we do.
Group going over now.
Want a can or a bottle?
We're on the cable-driven ferry. Took about 7 vehicles that time. The cable works on this now. It comes in here at the bottom.
Brand new house.
Goes up.
Brand new house.
Down there. And goes over the top.
Really, the countertops we have are for my.
Now talk. Well, it's okay. Yeah. That was our tour down there. And I decided I ain't gonna walk it. I don't know what these all are, but I'm taking them. Making Carol can tell me later. I decided the leg wouldn't take it here. I had enough trouble getting up the steps. I sure wanted to come up the steps. So. I think there's that one tree I want to get a picture of. This is a tower, and if I can look down, way down there, where they're walking. Jackfruit right here, that big stuff. I'll get it.
What the name of it is. It builds a real big nest.
Isn't the grouse, is it? No, something or other. So.
He builds a real high window.
That was an orange-footed scrub fowl.
Oh, look at these yellow flowers.
Now, here's the...
Red Beach.
I don't know what this is.
Red Beach.
Coral Sea. This is a Coral Sea now. This is where the big battle was fought in World War II.
Tribulation Beach.
Where they sunk 5 Japanese aircraft carriers in one day. It changed the war in the Pacific. Some of us are walking. Some of us ain't.
It's been here.
This is where the river comes in. I gotta find out what river this is.
It's right the water.
The Daintree River. D-A-I-N. Dane. T-R-E-E. Sand island with a lighthouse. There's the lighthouse. There's a lychee tree or something like that. Be real close and get the... It almost looked like a strawberry. It's not red. Not as red.
All these spiky things you see here are just a breathing route from them. And the main root, which goes in the mud, can't breathe much at all. So they send up the spiky roots, and they work like a sniper line right up above the water line. Down and just to the surface of the water. Now there's a couple of seed pods. Why do we get past it?
The Daintree River.
Look high up and you see long pods. And they're the seed pods from that
The boat coming.
Now inside the pod, you get a beautiful red seed. Just like the one I got.
River, and I'll take some of the mountains in the background.
Funny little low shrubby mangroves just at the mouth of this little creek. See what they head up and down when they get a little bit disturbed.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a large pond at home at my place with rainforests growing around it, so it's lovely to watch these birds on the branches.
What kind? Kingfisher, Carol?
They dive in, they plop into the water for a fish. Sometimes I see them come up out of the water with a fish which is big as what they are. You wouldn't think they'd be able to swallow it. And they fly very fast above the water, a high-pitched call. And they burrow a hole in the bank, usually under an overhang, to nest on a lovely purple collar on the chest and the eye along the wings.
Go right here. Oh, I see. Right over there. I saw your eyes come Yeah, right over there. I see.
And they lay just one egg.
Right over there.
Now, usually they'll get higher up in the trees where you won't see them. They'll just be
1 o'clock
quiet
low.
while they shoot.
But I know it's hard to see. Can everyone see it?
You can really see his green wings. Boat, there's 2 boats.
Didn't do anything for you.
It's about, but you don't usually see them
There's a little
too much during
crocodile.
the summer. And that one, almost 2 years old, so that'll be the hatchling from the year previous to this one. You can just see the stroke moving. And very long, sharp teeth, a little bit different to the American alligator, where the teeth of the Australian crocodile are usually most of them on the outside of the jaws.
I appreciate it. I can't see
When they go underwater, and the other eyelid comes right across when they're just on the bank. Just stay motionless. And unfortunately, a lot of people think that they're not real. I think the plastic ones we throw out on the bank because they don't.
Market tree.
It's called golden slipper. Look at that.
Goes out for the day every day. Out to big one over there on the left.
This is the boat harbor marina in
every day.
where, Carol?
This one goes out every day.
Yeah,
Swim.
right here.
250, 300 people.
This is
the
in
one on the end there, right on the left.
It's sort of a medium-sized. It's quite a nice boat. It's the boat of a local developer, John Morris, who actually made a lot of his money out of money we got him out of property deals around here. In fact, he owns the Rainforest Habitat, which is a little wildlife park as well. He's very keen on birds. He set up a little wildlife park to keep some of the birds in, so you can sit down in the mornings, look at all the birds. Quite a nice little marina, this as well.
That was a tree we want a picture of.
Just let you enjoy the views on the way back.
That's pretty. That's Poinciana.
Got it. I think I just hope I get this tree.
Where are you going to take it?
Yeah, you see it yet? Let me know. Because when you see it, then I'm done taking it. I don't think I got it. Might have. File. Weapon mark at. Got some. There's one.
We could jump in there.
There's one.
You live here. You live there. West Africa. If you go visit, you don't go visit West Africa. It's alright.
There's termite piles. There's one there. I guess we're done with them.
They're like large jackrabbits.
Oh, like over the side.
There's wallabies.
They're all fenced in.
Well, we're getting ready to leave Cairns. We're going on the train up to Corunda and through the forest like, and then we're going to go on the ship at 1 to go out to the reef. And these are the Poinciana trees that Don was trying to get forever. So pretty. We used to have them in Florida. I don't know if they still do. That and the plumera bushes are beautiful. It's close up. It's where we eat breakfast. It's the hotel.